It's Trust Week at Forum Communications, a week dedicated to distinguishing fact from fiction, to reinforce what makes local news trustworthy, to help us understand what you expect from your local news, to sell subscriptions in support of keeping our communities informed, and to tell the stories of how local news impacts us all. During Trust Week, we removed our paywall, so you can experience the full value of what local news does for you and your community. Now, let's hear from some local reporters, how they got their start, and what local news has taught them.
I'm Shelby Lindred. I am a reporter at the West Central Tribune. I focus now on arts and entertainment features, throw agriculture in there, and I'm also the Kandiyohi County Board, Kandiyohi County government reporter as well. Question, I've learned a lot about a lot of stuff. I think that's a sign of a good reporter, actually, is you're able to write about something that you really don't know anything about. Sometimes you go into interviews completely cold, and that actually works sometimes, because then you have to go in with the interviewer, go, look, you need to explain this to me pretty much like you would someone who has no idea, and that translates into the article so that people will be able to understand it. So I think being a journalist has taught me how important it is to have an open mind, to be able to, especially in this day and age, where everything is so polarized and stuff. I think that's a skill that's lacking now for a lot of people, is the ability to listen to somebody and listen to the reasons about why they do what they do or believe what they believe without putting your own bias or spin into it, just letting them talk.
My name's Jimmy Lover, and I'm a reporter for the Duluth News Tribune, where I've worked for the last 5.5 years full-time. I cover energy, mining, shipping, 8th Congressional District, and contribute to our Northlandia series. I grew up being really into news and watching a lot of TV news as like a young kid, elementary school. I loved knowing, when we get to the current events kind of part where I loved kind of showing off what I knew from watching so much TV news. And yeah, so I think readers come first. Yeah, we need to be thinking about audience. That's ultimately who we do this for. We're not doing it for ourselves, we're not doing it for, some outside company or, politician or political party. We're not doing it for any, or cause. We're doing it for the reader, for transparency, for accountability. And, we need to make sure that the reader is always kind of first and foremost.
So my name is Jeff Kiger. I've been working in newspapers since 1992. I've been here in Rochester working for the Post-Bulletin since 1999. And currently I'm a business reporter, columnist. I do a daily column called Heard in the Street and write about anything and everything, really. The story I usually tell for that, I guess, is going back to college. I was in a reporting 101 class. I was studying generally mass media, so I didn't know exactly what I was doing. But and the professor decided that we were going to be assigned an academic department, and we'd have to write a story from that department every week. Well, I missed the class where they assigned those, so I was last, and so I got the math department, and I found out it was fascinating talking to people that were very passionate about something that no one else really cared about, but actually had a lot of interest themselves. So trying to translate that passion and interest these guys had about, math curriculum and trying to write that up, I found that fascinating, and it was fun. I enjoyed that. It's trying to connect the general public to something very personal and specific to someone else. So that's how it happened. I've been here in this particular community for more than 20 years. So I know a lot of people. So I get a lot of people calling me with tips and things. And I think that's the key to kind of the core usually for any local media is having those connections. You know, people, again, trusting you to tell their stories, but also reaching out, making sure you're updated. You know, people like to be, they like to be smarter than you if they can. So if they know something you don't, they love to call you up and tell you that. And I'm happy with that. That's great. So I always say I don't know much, but I know a lot of people that know a lot.